Hey guys, welcome back to Waters Family Homestead. Alrighty, so I've been home about 15-20 minutes. I worked a little bit late. Um, the owner of the business where I work has been trying to sell his business for a couple of years. And the potential new buyers, sorry, I'm looking at a bird playing in the yard over there. The potential new buyers are spending the week with us this week, learning about the business and seeing who we are and all of that good stuff. So they wanted to have a conversation with me, and we kind of got a later in the afternoon start, and next thing we know it was quitting time. We ran a little bit over, and they want to continue it more tomorrow. They've got questions, and they said they'd answer whatever I've got. Really doesn't bother me. I'm there for Daryl. That's what I hired on for. I'll do whatever Daryl needs me to do, but I'm really enjoying that job. I like working for Daryl. He's one of the best bosses I've ever worked for. And I'm fixing to be 59 years old, y'all, so that's saying something. But I thought I would set y'all up today. Now, I did a short little while ago. I've got baby chicks hatching, and Robbie with the wild huckleberry, his incubator holds 18, mine holds 12. And out of the 12, I think I was left with 8 that were fertile. I threw 4 out that seemed to not be fertile. So out of those 8, one of them I really wasn't sure about. And it's hard to tell when you candle an egg if it's a colored shell, the green or blues or whatever. It's really hard to tell. So I left one in there that was questionable, and I think there's 7 that are definitely fertile. So one finally hatched. It's been pipped for over 24 hours. It finally hatched this afternoon around 3 or 4. Busy as I was, I didn't have a chance to watch much on the camera, but I do have a camera on them. And so it's moving around. It's still wet. It's going to be an incubator for a while. The brooder's ready for him, or her, hopefully. And I knew I had one more that had pipped last night. Well, that one's got a pretty good size hole in the shell now. It's doubled since I've been home. I turned the light on in the room and, talked to it a little bit, and they get to moving. But I've got 4 that's pipped so far that I could see. I haven't taken the lid off to see if maybe one's pipped where I can't see it. But either way, so far, 5 look like they're going to hatch, hopefully. So I walked the garden a little while ago before I went and took care of the chickens. And, I've got the baby chicks out there. I took the cage out. They're in that pen with that little mama hen. And they're keeping their distance from her. Whether I haven't seen any aggression from her, but they seem to all be doing okay. So I'm going to just let Mother Nature do its thing. But I did walk the garden a little while ago. Now, guys, you've seen my little baskets that I gather eggs with and the fruit and stuff from the garden. I picked yesterday, and I left a couple that were questionable. But just from what I saw when I walked through just a few minutes ago, I'm probably going to fill up a basket, if not 2 today. So I thought maybe you'd want to watch me do that. You haven't actually seen me pick the garden, but I'm going to see if I can get it on film. I'm not the best, filmtologist or filmographer or whatever they call these guys with cameras, but I'm gonna try. So I'm gonna leave it on this side where I can see, and I'm gonna set you up and aim you at the beds that I'm picking and see if you can see what I'm actually doing and see what I'm picking. So I'm gonna pause it for a second. I'm gonna get this tripod set up and aim it at the bed, and then I'll restart the video and start pulling. So I may talk about the potatoes in a few seconds. All right, guys. So another gift. I was sent these scissors. They actually come apart. Turns into a knife. They seem to be very well made. It's nice and sharp. It's got a sheath. I haven't figured out how to put that sheath on my belt, but I'll figure something out down the road. It's even got its own sharpener built into it. So let me grab a basket and we'll see what I can gather. I apologize if y'all couldn't see the garden scissors that I was talking about. It's really hard for me to watch the camera and talk, especially when I'm tired, and I'm tired. So that one definitely needs picking. So I need to get up under it somehow, and there ain't much room, but got it. Looks good. There's an ant on it, but a lot of people like to squash a little bit on the small side versus the big side. And there's another one that'll be ready tomorrow, right on that plant. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 more on that plant. They're not ready today, but there's 6 more on that little plant back there. All right, let's see this one. 1, 2. That one can be picked. Another one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I see 8 more that are going to be ready in the next couple of days over here. This plant has got, oh my goodness. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 that I see, and it's going to take about a week for all those to be ready because some of them are small. But that's a lot of squash in this one bed if the bugs don't take them. All right. So I'm going to pause this, and boy, these things look really wilted, guys, and I watered them heavy last night. I watered all of them, tomatoes, the raised beds, everything heavy, because I did not water the night before. We were supposed to get rain, and I ended up with about, it wasn't even enough to read in the bottom of my rain gauge. So I'm going to turn this camera on this bed and see if y'all can see what I'm doing there. All right, let me see if I need to aim it down or anything. No? That'll do, donkey, as they say. All right. That one there's not quite ready. That one's not quite ready. There's a bunch. I'm not counting all these. There's a bunch that are just about ready to. Whew. All right. None off this plant in this corner right here that are ready today. We got a couple that'll probably be ready tomorrow as fast as these things grow. That one can wait. Oh, get down there, Michael. All right. There's another one. Put it in the basket. Another one here. Shorter, but he's fat. And then there's another one right there. Knock that dead bloom off the end of it. Oh my goodness. All right. There's one inside here. I've been watching for a couple of days. This one's big enough. It could be bigger, but it's ready. There's another one down here. So far, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 squashing. And I guarantee you there's going to be that many zucchini. Some of them are bigger than I'd like them to be, but they're still good. All right. I got to do this plant. This is the one that's had the most on it the whole time I've been growing. So, tell you what. Put these in my pocket. We'll get y'all and bring you over to the other side. maybe you'll be able to see a little better. I don't really know. But I'm going to put you down right here. And let's see. Oh, that sun might mess your view up. I can't really tell. But let's see. There's one right there that needs picking. Knock that old bloom off the bottom of it. All right, they're not ready. There's a bunch of little bitty ones in there. That's all the squash. I'm gonna set this basket on the table because, as you can tell, it's pretty full, and I've got some zucchini to pick, and they're big. So, see if I can turn y'all toward this bed. I hope y'all can see that. I'm gonna set my basket down in here. That one's definitely ready. It's good sized zucchini. That one there's not big enough. This one's a little bit too big, but it's still edible. I've seen them a lot bigger than that. This one's probably one of the smaller ones, but it's still big enough to pick, but I'm not going to. That one's light, nice and plump. So I could pick those two. I'm not going to because I know there's 4 or 5 over there that need picking. So I'm going to move y'all back to the other side of the bed, maybe get that sun glare off of you. All right, let's see. I don't know what y'all can see. It's hard for me to see with that sun blinding me. But I'm going to set the basket right down here. So, oh my goodness, there's a big boy right over there. There's a big one. There's a big one. It ain't real big though. That one's about right. There's a good one. That one probably tomorrow. This one today. That's 6 large zucchini already. And that one right there, I don't know if y'all can see that, but it'll be ready tomorrow or the next day. Oh, my back's hurting. Let's see what's over here. Go away, bug. All right, there's one that's not quite ready. There's one that could get bigger, but I don't need it to get bigger. So that's 7. There's another one that'll be ready in a few days. Oh my goodness, y'all. I probably should pick that one right there. But I'm gonna leave it. I've already got 7 in the basket. All right. I filled up both my baskets today, which is what it's done 3 out of the last 4 days with me picking. I apologize, y'all. I'm trying to tote the stuff and the squash and zucchini at the same time. Yeah, there's 3 or 4 more that could have been picked today. If I was canning them or something and wanted to go ahead and get them done, there's definitely 3 or 4 more that could have been done. Whew. All right. I think that's enough. My sister's texted me and told me that she's got a faucet in one of her bathrooms that won't turn off. It's leaking hot water. and asked me if I'd come look at it, see if I can fix it. So the chickens are already fed. I already gathered, well, I didn't gather the eggs, but I got a couple hours for that. But I've already filled their feeders and checked on all of them and refilled the baby chicks feeder. You know, the 3.5 week old ones. It's been a long day today, guys. A long day. Yesterday I might have been worse, but it's still been a long day. All right. Let me set y'all up here or down here and see if I can pause this thing. All right, guys. I've got the cat fed. I filled Sparky's feed and water Sunday, and 25 pounds lasts him a couple of weeks, especially when it's hot like it is. Last weekend, the weather forecast said rain Sunday, rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and some days worse than others. And then there was like one day break, and then it came back in with more rain. Guys, it didn't even register in my rain gauge Sunday, and we haven't had a drop here at the homestead since. There's been a couple of farmers that live within 5-10 miles of me that got over an inch, but it's spotty. So I didn't rain Sunday because I just figured it was going to rain the way the clouds looked and that sprinkle we had. But I didn't water, so I had to water yesterday, and I watered heavy. Today it looks like I didn't water, but I really did. All right, so I'm out here at the chicken pen. I have, like I said, I've already filled their feeders. They've got plenty of food. The baby chicks are kind of staying together. I do have a light. Let me flip this around and zoom in, see if y'all can see that. All right, let's zoom in 3 times and see if y'all can see that. Nope, it's really hard because that's double layer fence at the bottom. Since those dogs got into pens, I added more fence to the bottom, but they're in the corner, not in the corner, but up against the wall right there. And all 7 of them are still there. I've dipped their beaks in the big waterer. I took the little waterer out and put it in the brooder. I need to get another one. I used to have more than one, but I don't know what happened to them. My ex may have taken a couple. And that's an extra feeder I've got for their Start and Grow crumbles. Even though they can get to the big feeder, I'm still going to give them feed in it for at least another week or so. That Start and Grow gives them a good boost. And let me zoom back out here. That looks a little better, I think. But I threw them scratch, and that's all they want, me throwing more scratch. But my grandson has told me I've got one of these black sex links, I think, that's only got one eye. Or maybe one eye's closed or something. I don't know, but I've never noticed it, and I've looked. I just haven't physically checked each bird. But he swears there's one of them that only has one eye. I don't know. Have no idea. But you see that Easter egger right there? She's all puffed up. They're getting a little bit warm out here. This is an Easter egger here too. See, she's kind of fluffy faced. The one right beside her. The black sex link's a little bit longer and skinny face. But anywho, I'm gonna get off here. I'm gonna go fix, let me turn this around. I'm gonna go try and fix my sister's faucet that's leaking hot water, because that not only makes your well run, it makes her water heater work extra. And that's not a good thing for your power bill. It's not a good thing, as dry years we've had so far, for your well to be running extra either. And then you're just dumping it down the septic system. And anyway, I'm gonna go see if I can fix that for her. Get off of here. I hope the video turns out okay on me picking the garden. I only picked zucchini and squash. I've decided I'm gonna let those white potatoes go for a little bit longer. I was watching another channel that showed him he let one bed go completely all the way back where the tops were dead before he dug them, and then he let some look half dead like when I picked mine, and then some a little worse. And the longer you let them go, the bigger the potatoes get. So, and those are russet potatoes that I've got planted. So I'm hoping that they're nice big potatoes, and I'll be able to harvest some and get a good crop off of it. But his goal has always been 10 times whatever he planted. And guys, I got well over 10 times what I planted on red potatoes. And I'm thinking I'm going to get more than that on white potatoes, but we'll see. I could be wrong. But definitely squash is just showing out. And I'll walk over here and I'll show y'all the tomato plants real quick. Y'all know I filled those bags up and added a lot more soil to them and all of that. And I'm going to flip around and let y'all see these tomatoes. So that one looks nice and healthy. It's only about 6 or 7 inches tall because I added so much soil to these bags. And that one's probably only 4 inches tall. But they all look healthy so far. And this one's probably 7 plus. This one looks a little bit wilted. And it was bent in several places. And I think the stalk, the main trunk line, may have been cracked. Not quite broken in two, but anyway, it's still coming back. This one here is doing pretty good. They're just not big. I should be gathering tomatoes already, and I'm not. This is that little bitty one. It's only about 1 inch tall still. And I've used that tomato booster with the sprayer twice on these things. This one's gotten a little bit taller. If y'all can see, it's about 6, 7 inches tall. This one I buried way up to the top because it didn't have any limbs down on the bottom. So it's only two inches tall, but it's got several limbs. Put a little too much soil in it, honestly. And this one was the one that was 1 inch high about a month ago. And look at it, it's the biggest plant of all of them. So, and I added soil to it too. So I picked the early peas, I think Sunday, and got about a half a basket full. And there's a lot more left that needs to be picked, but they're not quite full enough yet. So early peas, it suggests that you pick them early in the morning. They're supposed to be the sweetest early in the morning and the fullest. Throughout the day, especially down here in South Georgia, as hot and humid as it gets, they dry out a lot during the day. So you want to pick them when they're nice and plump. And I'm, I go to work early, so I don't pick those until the weekend pretty much. But anywho, they still a lot of squash that Michael needs to get his butt out here and pick. But they're growing really well. I'm pleased with it. I do have, I forgot about the seedling trays. And I will water the garden again tonight since it looks like it needs it so bad. And yesterday when I got home, I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. These paper hornet's nests is supposed to help keep water. This one was down on the ground. And this one on this side of the barn was down there at the edge of the woods. So we've had some wind. So I'm probably going to take my pliers. There's a wasp right there flying if y'all can see it. Right by the metal up there. Anyway, this one was down by the woods, and I'm going to take my pliers and close that little hook where it hangs from and see if that don't solve the problem. Let's take a look at these seed trays, see if anything's happened. We'll take this lid off, and I'm going to leave it off until dark. All right, I don't see anything popped up in this seed tray. This is the first one we did a couple weeks ago. I'm probably going to replant this entire seed tray. This is the one my granddaughter and my grandson, the two oldest, helped me do. I'm probably going to replant this seed tray. So I did 15 in this tray. And of course, it's only been, today is Tuesday, so it's only been since Sunday after church when I planted these. So Monday, Tuesday, it's been, 48, maybe 50, 60 hours, somewhere in there. But nothing's come up yet, but they still look nice and moist. So, and I added water to the bottom of the tray so it could soak it from the bottom. But we'll just have to see how these come along. Apparently I suck at seed trays, but when I learn it, y'all, when I learn it, I'm going to be wide open with it, because that's a lot of little starter plants right there that I need to find a home for. Oh, and I'm determined to get this to work. Um, it was a gift to me, and I appreciate that gift so much. But you know, God has blessed me beyond anything that I can measure myself, and I do truly appreciate it. If you don't know Jesus, you need to know Jesus. You need to have a personal relationship with him. So I'm not going to get into a preaching mode right now. Thank y'all very much for watching. Remember what I've always told you. Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe. Be prepared.